Y'all want to see a Tubi movie where a white woman cheats on her husband because she prefers dark chocolate? Apparently, this is based on a true story. On the morning of Samuel and Ashley's one-year anniversary, Samuel calls Ashley about their rescheduled anniversary dinner due to his double shift. He then calls his florist, Lucy, to order a bouquet and a box of dark chocolates. I fear that's foreshadowing. At the hardware store Samuel works at as assistant manager, Samuel happily talks to his co-worker Lola about how much he loves and adores Ashley. Their co-workers see the two flirting, and the fat-back white boss looks jealous.
He's tapping that ass.
Honestly, Lola looks like she wants to hop on Samuel's D. Shortly after, Samuel helps a customer, who is a Southern Airlines flight attendant. At 1:25 p.m., Samuel picks up his order at Lucy's Flower Shop on Jasmine Drive, New Orleans. On his drive home, he's cut off by a silver car with the plate Flash Jack, startling him. When he gets home, he wonders why Ashley's work bag is there when she's supposed to be at the restaurant. After Ashley doesn't pick up his call, he hears some noise upstairs, so he decides to go up and check their bedroom. The closer Samuel gets, the louder the moans of a man and a woman get, making Samuel think of the worst. Sadly, he gets his confirmation when he quietly opens the door and sees Ashley on all fours with a mysterious man. Hurt, a sobbing Samuel grabs two guns and forcefully kicks the door open, startling both Ashley and Damien. Despite both of them begging him not to shoot, the furious Samuel coldly shoots them, resulting in both of their deaths. Samuel goes down for a drink on the couch and stares at Ashley's bag and his gifts for her. Shortly after, he starts to go back upstairs to actually confront them. In this scenario, instead of killing them, Samuel holds the cheating pair hostage. At gunpoint, he forces them to sit on the bed. Damien asks him not to be violent and to let him go, while Ashley apologizes and asks him not to hate her. Sitting on a chair across from them, Samuel sarcastically greets Ashley. "Happy anniversary." Heartbroken, he asks her what he did wrong, but she only sobs. She probably just wanted a bigger D. Samuel asks about their affair, so Damien reveals that he and Ashley met 6 weeks ago and have only been intimate 3 or 4 times. They've been doing it on that bed, except the first time, when they did it in a hotel. Ashley begs Samuel to stop, but Samuel warns her against interrupting him again. When Damien says they met online, Samuel remembers Ashley telling him that she has reconnected with old friends from high school. Damien then confirms that he didn't go to high school with her. Samuel notices Damien's wedding ring, so Damien tearfully shares that he's been married to his wife, Jasmine, for 10 years. They have a little boy, and she's 2 months pregnant with a baby girl. Damien is trifling. Samuel congratulates him, but says marriage doesn't mean anything anymore, pertaining to their infidelity. Locking eyes with Ashley, Samuel removes his wedding ring and drops it into a bottle of liquor. After Damien says they hooked up the night they met, Samuel forces him to admit that he enjoyed doing his wife. Damien also admits to some backdoor action, but says he doesn't know if she liked it, so he tells Samuel to ask Ashley instead. Samuel asks Damien if Ashley gave him cerebral and smiles while recalling how good she is with her tongue. When Damien refuses to answer, Samuel forces Ashley to down Damien's glizzy. Ashley's boss calls because no one is going to cover her shift. Samuel answers and tells him that she won't return to the restaurant because they're in the midst of a family crisis. After the call, Damien says he remembers now, so Samuel instructs Ashley to stop slurping the glizzy and drink the mayonnaise as he says it releases dopamine. This movie is diabolical. Samuel says he'd never hurt a woman, but her infidelity makes it so hard for him not to pull the trigger because he wants to see them bleed. Ashley says she loves him, admits she messed up, and asks that they work through it, but he's too angry to listen. Samuel goes through Damien's wallet, finding black cards and a lot of cash. He asks if he's a drug dealer or if he's paying Ashley for bedroom exercise, both of which Damien denies. A fine man like Damien wouldn't need to pay women for special time. When Samuel asks Ashley if Damien is paying her for favors, Ashley says she borrowed money from him so she can buy him the guitar he has always wanted as an anniversary present. Sobbing, Samuel tells her that all he ever wanted was a good woman. Samuel sees USAF Major in Damien's ID, so Damien says he was a bomber jet pilot nicknamed Flash Jackson, who flew for Southern, but he's a reservist now. After Samuel shares that he wanted to be a fighter pilot but he couldn't score high enough to get in, Damien offers to pull some strings for him, but Samuel refuses to be manipulated into letting him go. Samuel asks Damien what's wrong with Jasmine that forced him to cheat. Damien says Jasmine is great and admits that he's the one with the problem. Annoyed about the hostage situation, Damien tells Samuel that they're sorry and heartbreak is part of life, so he should just learn from it and move on. Refusing to just sit there and be humiliated, Damien tells Samuel to either shoot him or let him go. Furious, Samuel tells him that he should not be talking about humiliation because he hooked up with his wife in his house on his bed on his anniversary. Obsessed over a woman who looks like she was on the Mayflower is crazy. Seeing a Bible, Damien tells Samuel that vengeance belongs to God. Samuel responds that what he's doing is justice, because revenge would be him driving to their house and hooking up with Jasmine. He adds that they're only sorry because they got caught. Damien tries to offer Samuel money, but such betrayal can't be paid off. Samuel then quotes the Bible, saying, "Any man who commits adultery shall be put to death." Ashley convinces Samuel to point the gun at her instead, then tells Damien to leave. However, as Damien slowly walks away, Samuel shoots at his feet. When Samuel asks Damien if he always cheats on Jasmine, or if he always sleeps with other men's wives, Damien shares that he paid a hooker for his first time at 18. He says he married the first girl who liked him, blaming marrying early for his cheating. Samuel notices that Damien has 2 phones and assumes one of them is for his affairs. He uses one of them to call Ashley's phone, then tells her that she's just one of his whores. Calling out Samuel's hypocrisy, Damien tells Samuel that he's an adulterer like him because he knows that Ashley was married when they met and started hooking up. Defending their relationship, Samuel tearfully says that he saved her because her ex was abusive and that their marriage was over when he came into the picture. And you're keeping her hostage. The fuh! However, Damien insists, saying that as horrible as that was, the state of Louisiana says she was still married. With more inquisition from Samuel, accusing Damien of being one of those privileged people taking advantage of the poor, weak, and stupid, Damien shares about his past. He says he was a nerdy kid who got bullied a lot, and he had no one other than his mom, who got pregnant with him at 16 by her high school teacher. Meanwhile, Lola's being hit on by the old fugly manager. Lola calls Samuel to inform him that their manager, Jimmy, is looking for him. Samuel asks her to tell Jimmy that he's not returning to work because a critter got into his house and he's going to kill it. After the call, Ashley tells Samuel that she needs to pee, so he gives her a plant pot to pee into. Literally pissed, Ashley kicks the pot. Despite fearing a miscarriage, Damien is forced to call Jasmine and confess on speaker. Jasmine's reaction reveals that Damien, who claims that he doesn't love Ashley, is a serial trifler and has a whole hotation of women. But at least he comes home to you, right? After Samuel tells Jasmine a more detailed version of why he's holding Damien hostage, he asks her to decide Damien's fate, and she says to take her off speaker. Jasmine tells Samuel her decision, which makes Samuel smile. She wants that life insurance money. In the hardware store, Lola hears Jimmy leaving Samuel a voice message, saying he'll be fired if he doesn't return to work. While Samuel is asking Ashley how many men she cheated on her ex-husband with, Jasmine arrives. Thinking she's there for him, Damien happily thanks Jasmine and Samuel. Unfortunately for Damien and Ashley, Jasmine is there to hurt them back. Jasmine bends over, facing Damien, giving him a full view of Samuel taking her from behind while he's pointing a gun at him. As Samuel and Jasmine stare at their respective couples, who are screaming and crying, begging them to stop. This is unhinged. After Samuel spills his Kewpie mayo, Jasmine promises Samuel that she won't call the cops and leaves him to decide Damien's fate. Samuel tells Ashley that that's how you do no strings attached, no sharing of life details unlike her and Damien. Ashley swears that she doesn't love Damien and only wanted fantasy, prompting Samuel to angrily tell her that she should have just asked him for it. But we know Samuel just isn't big enough. Ashley admits that she has always struggled with being faithful, but she tried to be faithful to him. Samuel reminds Ashley that he adopted her daughter to save both of them from her abusive ex. When Ashley says she'll do anything to make things right, Samuel instructs her to shoot Damien in his beautiful, super handsome, foin face. He says they'll either tell the cops it's self-defense because Damien tried to break in and force himself into her, or they'll just bury him in the garden under the roses. Despite Damien asking her not to shoot, Ashley pulls the trigger, only to discover that it's empty. Please, Samuel considers getting back together. Damien asks Samuel about his childhood because he seems not to have gotten over his mommy issues. When Ashley says Samuel's mom was also a cheater, Damien thinks Ashley must have daddy issues. Ashley reveals to Samuel that her estrangement from her dad started when he let his boss, Mr. Beaumont, take her innocence for his vice president promotion and other career opportunities. Pimping out your daughter for a promotion is diabolical. When Mr. Beaumont got her pregnant, he paid to terminate her pregnancy, gave her $2,000 hush money to avoid jail and scandal, and avoided her. Her dad then became miserable because his career went downhill. She says she never shared that story with anyone because it's easier to pretend that it never happened, although it still haunts her. Ashley says she's broken and asks Samuel to fix her, but he says he can't because he's broken too. After saying he is God in that house, Samuel points the gun a few inches away from Damien's face and fires. Lola arrives at the house to check on Samuel. When he doesn't answer the door, she slips a note under it. Samuel smiles as he enjoys watching Ashley happily eating the box of chocolates he bought her while Damien's corpse is on the floor. Samuel could have divorced his trifling wife and had the beautiful Lola instead. While Samuel is digging Damien's grave in the garden, he wonders where Ashley is because she suddenly disappeared. Looking down, the real turn of events starts to sink in. At 1:45 p.m., Samuel is pulled back to reality. He's sitting on the couch, staring at the bouquet and box of chocolates he bought. His mind then makes the connection between the details in his imaginary hostage situation and real-life details. Damien's pilot nickname, Flash Jackson, and the silver car's plate, Flash Jossie. Damien flew for Southern and the Southern Airlines flight attendant. Jasmine and the florist's address, Jasmine Drive, and Mr. Beaumont, and Jimmy's real name, James Beaumont. He made everything up. What really happened is he popped both of them as soon as he saw them on all fours. Having an emotional meltdown, Samuel points both guns at his temples as he screams and sobs. He drops them on the floor and he lies on the couch. Did you guys see that twist coming? It could have honestly been like a play since it was mostly filmed in the bedroom. And what did you guys think of this one?
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you would like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.